Greetings from the Akshurians, Prophet Muhammad and Hazrat Aisha, Prophet Muhammad's wife, Aisha, because that's who we are for Muslims. It's interesting how I'm getting these comments, and these comments are mainly coming from men. Of course, that was expected, you know, all these men coming up against me, a woman, because that's what men do, or at least these kind of men. What's that expression? It's me against the world, and the world doesn't stand a chance. And I actually just checked, the meaning and definition of it's me against the world here on Google, and it's interesting. So I'm gonna read it out because that's exactly what's going on with me and the world. So it's me against the world, meaning Google says it means that you are unconventional. That I am. Not following a path that most people follow. Nope. That's true when it comes to me. This is usually a more difficult path to follow. I'm getting a solitary path. Oh, this is you speaking through me. Prophet Muhammad is chiming in and saying, yes, this is a solitary path. Well, there you go. Now, going back to the Google meaning or definition of me against the world, it means that you are unconventional, not following a path that most people follow. This is usually a more difficult path to follow, where many hardships and trials can be expected. This tends to incur a lot more problems along the way, but it may be more satisfying to the person in the long run. So that's the Google meaning and definition of me against the world, and I can resonate with that. Yeah. Because that's exactly what's happening here with me, and that's exactly what I'm doing. Because I'm a pioneer. I'm a trail blazer. I'm the first to do this. And actually, the meaning of trailblazer is exactly that. A trailblazer is a person who is the first to do something, and an innovator. So I'm an innovator as well. And yes, other meanings of that is pioneer, which I've just said, innovator, groundbreaker, yeah, trendsetter. Yeah, a person who makes a new track through wild country, or a person who makes a new path. Right. And what's the other expression? The road less traveled. Now, the meaning of the road less traveled, Google is saying, metaphorically speaking, someone who takes the road less traveled is acting independently, which I am, freeing themselves from the conformity of others. Again, that's true for me because I'm not conforming to others. Everyone wants me to conform, but I'm not. So, this is why all this trouble is happening. But then again, as I said, this was expected. The opposition was and is expected. Especially coming from men, because I'm a woman. But can I even say that I'm taking the road less traveled? when I'm actually doing something that has not been done before, when I'm actually the first to do something. I'm actually a pioneer. And by that I mean I am the first female prophet and messenger sent to the Muslim world. I am the first to do that. And of course, the Muslim world was not expecting me. The Muslim world was not expecting even Prophet Muhammad to come back in any way, shape, or form. So, of course, the Muslim world is not ready for us. So, I guess to some extent, this opposition is expected and to some extent understandable even, but still. And of course, the Muslim world was not expecting us because the Muslim world has been religiously programmed with lies. And all of that is false religious programming, which we have to start breaking now. And it's going to trigger a lot of Muslims, and it's going to make a lot of Muslims extremely uncomfortable. And I can already tell from all these comments coming in, especially from these Muslim men, because they're getting extra triggered because it's me and I'm a woman and it's coming from a woman. So all these men, Muslim men, are getting extra triggered just because of that fact that I'm a woman and it's coming from a woman. And, the irony is that these people, these men, are not even realizing who they're talking to when they're talking to me, and who they are coming up against when they are coming up against me. So, what to do with them? And of course, what I'm saying here, claiming to be the first female prophet and messenger sent to the Muslim world, is blasphemy. I know that, and I'm still saying it. Because where did Sharia law and blasphemy law under Sharia law come from? Did it come from Allah? Did it come from Prophet Muhammad? Did these men who came up with Sharia law and blasphemy law under Sharia law, did these men get a green light from Allah and Prophet Muhammad to create and come up with these Sharia law and blasphemy law? When did they get a green light from Allah and Prophet Muhammad to do that? They didn't, because they're not connected to Allah, because they're not connected to Prophet Muhammad. So how could they get a green light from Allah and Prophet Muhammad to create and come up with Sharia law and blasphemy law? So what? They just acted on this by themselves without the green light coming from Allah and from Prophet Muhammad, without the green light to go ahead from Allah and Prophet Muhammad. So then who is actually committing blasphemy? Then it's these men who have created and come up with, Sharia law and blasphemy law under Sharia law. They are the ones who are committing blasphemy. Because they didn't ask Allah, they didn't ask Prophet Muhammad if they could do this. or if they had the green light to do this, or if they had the permission from Allah and Prophet Muhammad to do this, to create and implement and enforce Sharia law and blasphemy law. So, in practice, they are the ones who are committing blasphemy against Allah and against Prophet Muhammad. That is, if we're gonna go there. If we're gonna go there, then that's what's going on. Then who is really committing blasphemy? Right, let's get to another comment I received. I'm gonna read it out. This person, this man, Muslim man, another Muslim man, is saying, very simply put, go talk to a Muslimah and or imam about Islam. What should be strange to you, sister, is how you can judge anything from an ignorant standpoint instead of learning about something and then logically and intelligently weighing the evidence. Did you Google your whole education, whatever academic background is, or did you actually have teachers and learned people who are experts in their respective fields? Question mark. You sincerely want to know about your creator and the only religion on earth that claims to be the word of our creator verbatim. Really? Verbatim. I see. Which is Islam. Then you must be sincere and first ask our creator for guidance. Then seek out a practicing Muslim online or at a mosque as you would anything else you are serious about. So that's the comment. Right. First of all, this man doesn't even realize who he's talking to. And he has the audacity to call me ignorant. I see. Right. There's one point here in this comment that I want to point out, where he's saying, you sincerely want to know about your creator and the only religion on earth that claims to be the word of our creator verbatim, which is Islam. Where is that claim coming from? Where is that claim coming from? That Islam and or Quran, the Muslim holy book Quran, is the word of our creator verbatim. Where did that claim come from? Who said that? And when it comes to Quran being the word of our creator verbatim, really, did you try and look up the history of how Quran was compiled, meaning put together, and what was happening before that? Did you? Did you bother to educate yourself on that? I guess not, because if you did, you wouldn't be saying this. Quran is not the word of God verbatim. It's not. Because as I said, look it up in the history. Instead of, running to a mosque or an imam who doesn't know any better himself, who is a religiously programmed robot like you are, so it's like the blind leading the blind and the blind following the blind. I don't need to go ask an imam. I have my own mind. I can look things up. I can research things for myself. I don't need to go run to a mosque and to an imam who doesn't know any better, who is just another religiously programmed robot, unable to think for himself, unable to do independent research and inquiry into things when it comes to Islam and into Islamic history and how the Quran was compiled and put together and what was happening before that. And then you'll see that it's impossible for the Quran to be the word of God verbatim. So where's your logic and intelligence? And did you go looking for the evidence in history? I guess not, because otherwise you wouldn't be saying all this, because this is all religious programming. This is all false religious programming, and you're just another religiously programmed robot regurgitating the false religious programming, because that's what your kind does. And you're calling me ignorant? And now let me address this part of the comment where he's saying, did you Google your whole education? Whatever academic background do you actually have? And then he's talking about teachers and learned people who are experts in their respective fields. I see. You're asking about my academic background. And you're talking about experts in their respective fields. You obviously don't realize who you're talking to here, right? I am the reincarnation of Hazrat Aisha, Prophet Muhammad's wife Aisha, for Muslims. And Aisha was a scholar. And she's even deemed to be a scholar of the scholars. And I am the reincarnation of Hazrat Aisha, Prophet Muhammad's wife, Aisha, for Muslims. And she was a scholar, even deemed to be the scholar of the scholars. And do I need some sort of earthly education for that? No, I don't. And because I am the reincarnation of Hazrat Aisha, who was a scholar, The reincarnation of Hazrat Aisha for Muslims. Because I am the reincarnation of Hazrat Aisha, Prophet Muhammad's wife, Aisha, for Muslims, who was a scholar and is considered to be a scholar of the scholars even. And because of that, I have all the necessary spiritual knowledge and insight and wisdom that all these teachers and learned people and experts in their, respective fields and with their earthly academic backgrounds do not possess. And I have a direct connection to Allah, the Creator, which I'm sure you don't know anything about. Or you only know about the Creator what you have heard about the Creator, whether that's from the Muslim Holy Book Quran or I don't know, at a mosque from some imam or something. But you don't know the Creator yourself. You don't have a connection to the Creator yourself. I do. I have a direct connection to the Creator, to Allah. And also, I have a direct connection to Prophet Muhammad. Prophet Muhammad is here with me. But of course, Muslims like you are not getting that either. No matter how much I keep explaining it, you're still not getting it. And then you're calling me ignorant? When you are the ones who are not getting it? When you are the ones who are truly ignorant? Because if you knew, you wouldn't be speaking like this. And you wouldn't be saying all this. Oh, shall I call it ignorance? You wouldn't be speaking all this ignorance at me. And you want to call me ignorant? When it's you who is truly ignorant? When it's you who don't know what you're saying? So who is ignorant here? Me or you? I'm gonna leave it there. Over and out.